everybody, welcome to Santa Clarita. It's well, it's a little hot and sweaty today, but we are making it work, and this is really cool. I just drove a 1967 MGB GT that is basically stock, except for tires and brake pads and stuff like that. This is another MGB. It's also a 67. It's a GT. It's the coupe MGB GT. And this one is interesting because it's actually supercharged. So this is the 1.8 liter standard engine, bored 40 over to an 1850, and then it's fed by a Roots style Moss motoring Eaton supercharger. And so instead of 95 crank horsepower, which came from the factory, this one actually makes 112 wheel horsepower, and it only weighs about 2,150 pounds. The owner, Stuart, has been kind enough to allow me to have a go in it, and I'm gonna fly solo, and I'm pretty excited about this. This is a very pretty car. Style wheels from the Jaguar D-Type, which I want on all my cars. Wow, look at that. Still not fast, but the 40% bump in horsepower is absolutely appreciated over the standard car. Let me close that little wing mirror there. Not repeat myself from yesterday's video, but driving on the left side of the car this time, I find that I actually have room for my clutch foot when it's not shifting. And on the right side, my left foot's got to kind of hover over the clutch, but here I actually have plenty of room. Unlike the last car, this has a pretty much a full body restoration. It's really presented well in this red over black. Also has a smaller steering wheel. The other car had a 14-inch steering wheel. This has a 12.5-inch steering wheel. So the steering effort is going to go up, but it will also be a bit more direct. Here's the keyword: on-center steering. Very good. Four-speed gearbox, as I demonstrated before, accidentally, is non-synchroed. And brakes. So we've got discs up front with upgraded pads, and then we've got drums in the rear, which is the original design. There's a bunch of body roll, but it's sticking. Dunlop tires on this one. Oh, this drives beautifully. Nice little momentum back and forth. There's zero bolstering on the seats, so I have to really brace myself against the door in right-hand corners, and then I have to really hang on to the wheel in left-hand corners. Whee! I love the pontoon fender mirrors up there. Been contemplating getting those for my Mustang for a really long time. Listen to that, you can hear the blower whine. Shifts are incredibly crisp and direct. You know, four-speed gearbox is about the simplest shifter pattern you can find, and pretty much impossible to miss a gear with this thing. The brakes are good. You got to get into the pedal a little bit. Quite a bit of, if you just give it a little bit on the brakes, you think it might not stop, but you press it a little harder and you're golden. The pedals on this one, for some reason, are spaced a little differently than the right-hand drive car, making this one a little tougher to heel toe, and I'm not really sure what the differences are or why they would be different, but heel towing with the right-hand drive car is slightly easier. But this has absolutely the correct amount of power. The naturally aspirated anything. This one, settings besides full throttle do work. I can accelerate at medium throttle and still increase my pace, which is not really something I could do with the naturally aspirated car. The engine has a very light flywheel. It revs up and down really quickly. So you gotta actually be kind of quick with your shifts to match it. Oh. It rides well too. It's a little bouncy, but it's, come on. Oh, that's me missing a gear. There we go. Come on. Oh, this is lovely. All right, what do you say we flip her around and go back the other way? Let's hope I don't have to go into reverse, because I'm not really sure I know where reverse is. How's the turning radius here? Not bad. Given the size of the car, I might expect a little better. All right, full pull. And there's 50. And there's 60. So, quite a bit of time to get... Come on. I'm having a really hard time getting my right foot onto both the gas and the brake at the same time, which is what led to me coasting through that corner. And that's weird too, because I'm wearing my New Balances, which are my widest shoes. This car is great at these sweepers, and the really, really tight stuff, it becomes a bit of a workout, but in the sweepers, it's really, really nice. It feels like you're going a zillion miles an hour, even though you're going about 50. That's really the charm of these cars, is you're able to wring them out, kind of push them a little bit, and you pretty much can't even get a ticket because you're not even speeding. Lovely thing this is. Right there, see, accelerating from 3,500 RPM. With the Supercharger, I have actual power to work with, and it's very nice. Very rev-happy little engine. These little 1.8s, they love to be up top. This also has an aftermarket exhaust, so it's a little bit louder. Although I would absolutely call the sound pleasant. It sounds nice. All the inputs are so direct. It's very, I mean, obviously it's an analog experience. We're talking about a car from 1967, but slop in any of it. That's what, when you think back to some of the cars, and especially some American cars from this period, they're so full of slop. This car, no slop at all. Steering's very tight. Little movements translate to a whole lot in the steering. And I do have to shuffle my hands in order to get the angle right, but some leverage on it. And I would probably take these seats out and put in something a little more buckety so I could actually use my hands for steering and not just hanging on. Ooh. That was a speed that this car probably hasn't seen before. Beach next year. Me and the old guys MG Club. I really understand the popularity of something like this in Southern California now. You know, cars are really fast, the roads are getting really crowded. You have to be going faster and faster and faster to really enjoy yourselves. But in something like this, I mean, you can have all the fun in the world at between 30 and 60 miles an hour until you crash. Then you probably die. But look, I'm 6'3", I'm 260 pounds, and I fit in this car really nicely. The owner, Stuart, is both taller and bigger than I am, and he has no problem with it. But it's just a lovely little car. It's really fun. And they're cheap too. Apparently this car can be had for less than $20,000, which is, there's a lot to like about that. If I had to improve just one little thing about this car going forward, I would say the pedal placement could be better. It could be a little easier to heel toe. But yeah, the gas and the brake are really far apart on this side. They didn't seem to be so much over there. But it's just a lovely little package. It's well styled, it looks good, and it's fun. And that's the most important thing, isn't it? So I'd like to thank Stuart for letting me drive his car. Check it out on Wheelwell. There's more information, details, and pictures up there. I'll put the link in the description. And of course, if you want to submit your car for a one-take, go to my Wheelwell garage. Just search Wheelwell Matt Farah. Post it up there, and hopefully we'll get you on the shoot. Thanks very much. See you later.